All right, before we get into that Super Bowl matchup, we got to talk about one more big development in the association. The Lakers reportedly finalizing a three-team trade. That's going to send Russell Westbrook to the Jazz and acquire D'Angelo Russell from the T-Wolves. Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt would also go to L.A., while the Timberwolves would receive Mike Conley and draft picks. A lot of moving parts in this one. Shannon, I think I know where you're going to go with this, but did the Lakers just become title contenders?
No, but LeBron and myself, we're kicking ourselves because we could have waited a year, not gotten Russ, saved those guys, had those 4 picks, traded those to Brooklyn, gotten Kevin Durant, and now LeBron, KD, and AD. Now we're title contenders for real. But we did upgrade our shooting. We got D'Angelo Russell, very good three-point shooter. We got Malik Beasley, a very good three-point shooter. So when you think about that, Malik Beasley and D'Angelo Russell average more made threes than Russ, Pat Bev, Schroeder, Reeves, and Christie combined.
Yep.
And they're both top 15 in three-pointers made. So now that provides more spacing on the floor. LeBron James can get downhill. AD can operate a little bit more one-on-one. So I like the addition. Does this make them title contenders? I don't think so. Now we're able to somehow prod Bogey out of Detroit, Bogdanovich. Now we have a legit, true knockdown shooter. I think that puts us in the running because I think healthy in a 7-game series, we can beat anybody. Phoenix, Denver, Clippers, anybody you want to throw at us. If we get Bogey, we in the money.
Okay. That would require Jeannie Buss saying, okay, LeBron, I'm going to give you both of the picks that I'm saving for 27 and 29 because she just said, I'll give you the 27 pick because that just went for this trade,
and
right?
He's slightly protected.
And it's top 4 protected.
Right.
But it's still,
that's okay.
It's a pretty valuable pick,
okay.
I would have to say.
Yeah.
It required giving up that pick to get out from under Russell Westbrook because Utah said, okay, we'll take him. And I assume they're going to try to buy him out. You're going to have to pay the whole thing because he's not going to take.
No, he ain't taking. No, he ain't taking 80, 90 cents. No, he will not.
But you finally found somebody who said, "Okay, we'll take him off your hands."
Okay.
And yet, will she give up the rest of her future, the 29 first-round pick, which is completely unprotected, for Bogdanovich in Detroit? Would you really do that? Because she's looking at LeBron like, "You're not going to be here. I'm the one left holding this bag, which is empty in 27 and 29.
True,
right?
but I think this is the only. What are your choices? What other options do you have? You got LeBron. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, he's going to play at the level he's currently playing at for another 2 years. You have AD under contract for another 2 years. So what options do you have? Skip, you're in LA. LA doesn't like losing. Even if LeBron breaks this record, look, I'm in those streets. You're in those streets. You know what you're hearing. They're very disappointed with the way the Lakers have played the last several years. I don't believe you can go another several years, Skip, and be mediocre. They're not even mediocre. They're below average right now. And I don't believe you can sustain that in L.A. You've got to do it. They have no other choice.
Okay. I'm going to see your glass as half full. I do give you a shot at making a run at winning the West, because I have that much respect left for a LeBron James who's not having, as yet, that much impact on the one-loss record, on the actual scoreboard.
Correct.
But I still say the cloud that hung over your team that featured LeBron and AD and a decent supporting cast to me who all had their moments, the cloud was Russell Westbrook. And I'm going to go Westbrook because he just was. And I've never seen anything like the negative impact that he had on LeBron, because LeBron's got the highest IQ in basketball. And I think it tore his competitive, high IQ soul out every night, having to watch the turnovers created by that man Westbrook. Yeah. Because we do blooper reels every day on the show because they were comically sad.
Right.
They were so bad that I kept telling you, church league players would get yanked out of the game. Some 14-year-old get yanked out of the game for those kind of turnovers.
Well, watching what he does, watching the way he turns the ball over in person, television doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't.
Because he's looking at LeBron like this and throw the ball. I'm like, hey, hold over there.
What are you doing?
That's exactly what. And everybody's arriving like, why would he do that?
It was so bad. I'm thinking, are you trying to sabotage his night? You trying to upstage him and not let him break the record tonight?
And it's funny that you mentioned that. And it's starting to get out on the internet, Skip. And they had like 6 guys on the court for like a minute. And they tried to sub Russ out, but Russ didn't want to come out. And he took his time getting off the court. And D. Ham looked at him. but they said they had tense words at the half.
They did. Okay.
I wonder if that sped up the process of Russ being moved, because now all of a sudden, bro, I give you credit. You swallowed a lot of your pride. You started coming off the bench and you were playing well. But at the end of the day, when I sub you out, don't linger on. Get your butt off the court and come sit down.
Well, even when they were playing and lost at Jen's team on Saturday night, right? After the game, Russ was asked, where were you in the fourth quarter? Well, you know, I go up and I ride the bike up in the tunnel. You ride the bike in the fourth quarter? What if Darvin says, get in the game? Wait, Russ is, where is Russ? Right. Oh, he's up on the bike. He didn't want to go in the game because he was mad that he didn't start the fourth quarter. Right. So he goes and pouts and sulks up on the bike. My point is, he's constantly a problem for Darvin Ham. I think Darvin Ham's the most relieved human on earth today. I don't have to deal with the Westbrook problem on a daily, nightly basis, because he sees himself as the walking triple-double Russell Westbrook.
Right.
And he can't get it through his head that per 36 minutes in turnovers, he was running away with the lead in the league. So he is the biggest turnover machine in the NBA, and he was the dead last three-point shooter in the NBA until the other night. And out of the blue, he makes 4 in the game because he was the only one who wasn't watching LeBron. He was just playing his solo style of basketball, right?
Right.
Okay? But he's still sub 30%. I think he's second now from the bottom in three-point shooting. My point is, you can't live with leading the league in turnovers, worst three-point shooter. It's such a terrible combination, this double jeopardy, that I think it was eating LeBron up. I think it was destroying the basketball team, and the rookie head coach was having nothing but problems. So I think now that the heavens have opened for the Lakers, I keep looking at LeBron playing at the highest level, obviously, any 20-year player, any 38-year-old has ever played at. AD, when he's right, and he wasn't right the other night because I think he was spectating LeBron. Yeah. But if he locks in, it's almost like a DeAndre Ayton problem, although he's better than DeAndre at both ends of the floor. But when he gets right, he gets top 5 player right. Okay, so you got those two, and all these pieces, I like all of them. They're not like life changers.
Right.
They're not going to change your world. But D'Angelo Russell, what is he? He is a scorer. He's not a lead guard. He's not a point guard. He can distribute okay, but he's also more of a follower than a leader. So he can't lead a basketball team because he got drafted second overall to lead the Lakers. And then there was the incident with Nick Young that we don't even need to get. Everybody remembers what happened. And Magic Johnson said, that is enough. You are out of here. You just violated the ultimate code, like the code, like you said, right?
Yes.
You cannot do that. You are gone. And he bounces around. He ends up in Minnesota. But I'm looking at his numbers that he put up in Minnesota. They're very good. He'd average 18, 16. He can get you 18 a game. And he can score the basketball as the off guard playing off LeBron.
Correct.
And he doesn't have a huge ego because he doesn't have huge self-confidence to me.
Right.
He's not like a Russell Westbrook who just drips arrogance like he sweats, you know?
Well, well, I think the thing is with Russ still sees himself as that MVP player.
He does.
Russ is that aging guy that, he used to be really cool, had the nice hair, had a nice car, and so now he's in his 70s, he goes and buys a Porsche to try to remind himself of what he used to be.
I agree.
So Russ still plays the same type of basketball that he did when he won the MVP, although that's not needed. So that's the question. Wherever Russ goes, does he see himself like, man, I still need to average just triple-double, I still need to give you 30 points, 10 rebounds, or does he say, but I want to commend Russ because it took a lot for him to come off the bench. That says a lot about him that he was willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the team.
Darvin convinced him, you can win another award. You can be Sixth Man of the Year.
Well, I think Darvin convinced him you could either come off the bench or you can come off your couch.
Yeah. Right.
Those are your two options. Now, you're going to get paid either way, but one of them makes you look really bad. And the other says that Russell Westbrook is a team guy. Okay. Because that did more, him coming off the bench did more for Russ, and he doesn't know it, than anything that he's ever done, because everybody said he was a solo act. It was all about him. Him being able to come off the bench let everybody know that he was willing to sacrifice him for the team.
Okay, and if in a vacuum, I look at the numbers, 18, 6 rebounds, 8 assists coming off the bench.
Yeah.
I say, give me some of that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I don't want any of it. I don't. I don't want any of it. Well, no, I'm serious.
Man, you talking about give you something, tell me how you don't want none.
Okay, because it comes with the Russell Westbrook package.
Yeah.
And it's a hard package to live with.
Yeah.
It's hard on your basketball team in general, because to your point, he looks in the mirror and says, it's the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm the MVP.
Yeah.
Don't you guys, you understand? I'm the MVP.
Skip, look, the numbers are going to be there, but you just know they're going to come with some. Like, Russ, how do you miss 2 layups a game where you shoot the ball clear over the rim? How do you turn the ball? How do you look directly at the man that you want to throw the ball to and throw it completely out of bounds?
I don't know.
But you have to accept that that's who he is.
We both agreed last year. This is the worst pair of hands on a point guard you've ever seen, ever.
Yeah.
He can't hold on to the basketball. Right. And yet, 4 out of 5 years, he averaged triple-doubles because he just played harder, especially on the offensive end, than anybody else did.
But something has to, Skip. Think about it. He signed that 5-year deal in OKC in 2017.
Yep.
This is his 5th team in 5 years.
It is. 5 and 5.
That has to tell you something. If I don't care whatever you do, if you have 5 jobs in 5 years, there's something going on with you. Ain't nobody. Man, you know what? I had to leave that place. They get on my nerves. Okay. That wasn't for me.
Agreed. Which is why there's no way Utah wants him to play basketball in Utah. I think they want to wipe the salary off their books. They will buy him out, I assume. And if he does get bought out, do you think there's any contender who will jump on signing Russell Westbrook?
What about the Clippers?
Are you kidding?
The Clippers.
They don't need anything. They need something, but they don't need that. Okay? I think no contender wants him. And then the ultimate question is, if no contender wants him now through the offseason, does anybody want to sign Russell Westbrook going forward? I have my doubts about that.
But here's the thing, though. Yeah, I'll sign him, but what am I have to pay to get?